Okay, so we made a nice little menu that was going to do our stuff in CLI, or a command line interface, but we might not want that. Maybe we instead want to be doing a graphical user interface, or a GUI, or a GUI, whichever you want to call it. So how could we do that? Well, first of all, I'm just going to comment that out. Notice I'm not going to actually remove my menu. I'm just going to leave it in there. Maybe somebody else needs it at a later date. If you wanted to trim down your program for something, then you could do that way as well. Now, for doing a GUI, we're going to import Tkinter as TK. Now, there's different things, or you could import, or we could do it as, let's do it a different way today. Let's do it as from Tkinter import start. Okay, so that should bring in everything from Tkinter, I hope. Now, I normally do it the other way, I think just because that was the way I first learned it. So you can do it different ways. It's all good. So this is going to bring in everything. It means we don't have to do the TK dot to get stuff going. All right, so now I'm assuming that people have done Tkinter before at this point in time. I know for my classes they have done, or should have done. If you're totally new to it, then you might want to go back and learn the basics. So we're just going to charge through this fairly quickly and just give people a bit of a revision. Okay, so I'm going to start by saying window equals tk dot dot, and then I can say window dot title equals, and this is going to be a Nepali number converter. And then geometry window dot geometry, and that's going to set up the size of our window. I can never remember what to do it as. Let's do it as 700 by 700. I'm not sure that's going to look any good, but it should do for now. Okay, is there anything else I need? No. Well, there is, but at the end of the day, I then want to do window dot main loop to kick things off. Okay, so that's me define my window. I've not put anything on it yet, but I should hopefully get a window coming up when I run it. There we go, Nepali number converter. Oh my god. Did I spell it wrong? Nepali. Oh, that's right. Oops. Nepali number converter. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to have, well, let's have a display. That's going to be a label. So let's have, do I need a title? I don't need a title. I'm going to have a display, and my display is going to be a label equals label. Now the label is going to be added to my window, and the text at the beginning is going to be empty. Now I probably want it to be quite big. Now my height and width understanding is quite limited here, so just go with it and let's test it and see. So let's do reasonably size, let's do 10 and a width of 10, and I'll adjust them when I see what that looks like. And I'm going to change the background color to be, and I think this is right, hashtag. Now if I wanted it to be all white, I'm going to do FF, I believe. Okay, and then I want to add that to my window, so I can do display.pack. Now again, I prefer a grid method for making stuff proper tidy, but just to get it working, let's use pack to begin with. Oops, did I mean display? Yes, I did mean display. Stupid teacher. There we go. Okay, try again. Okay, that looks awful. So the width is definitely wrong there. Let's do a width of 100 to see what that does for us. Okay, now it's bigger. Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay. Now, again, you guys please play around with these numbers to make them look sensible. What I also might want to do here is actually define a font. Okay, so at the start I could do font equals, and then give it a font. So let's say, I know people will hate me, but Comic Sans MS, and let's do it at size 40, 30. Let's do it size 30. Okay, and then in here I could do font equals, let's call it my font. So the font equals my font, and hopefully, okay. Now that seems to have made things really huge. So I think that this has then been adjusted. So let's see. Nope, the width is alright. Let's change it to a width of 5. I'm going to leave that as 100. Let's see what that does. How big does that? Yeah, that's going crazy. So again, I need to sit down one day, just work out what these relative numbers are. Okay, so that's okay. So I've got my little display screen up here, and then I'm going to have some options down there. Okay, that should be alright. Not ideal, but not too bad. Now again, you graphical people can make it work sensibly. I'm not great at these things. Visuals, not my friend. Okay, then I'm going to have some buttons. Okay, so what are my two options? Well, first of all, I want to be able to change the Arabic to Nepali, and I want to be able to change the Nepali to Arabic. Okay, so I'm going to need two buttons, so I can say Nepali to Arabic button is going to equal a button, and that's going to be connected to our window, and the text is going to be convert to Arabic. Okay, now we might want a height and width, but we probably also want a font. Now, in my experience, buttons, we want a smaller font. So let's just take that down one here. We'll call it BT font. And let's set the BT font to be 20, okay? Not sure that's going to do any major difference. Now we're going to need the command on here. Now the command we can deal with in a second, but let's leave it blank just to see what it looks like. And then I'm going to pack that button. And then I'm going to need another button. And this one's going to be our AN button. And it's going to be convert to Nepali. Oh my god. Okay. Again, still need a command, got a pack. I'm going to need an entry, so I can say like my entry equals entry, and that's going to be connected to the window. Do I need anything for that? I might need a height and width. I'm not sure if I can do height and width for entry. Let's see. Let's see if it gives me an error. Let's do width is going to be 5 and the height is going to be 2, just to check and see. And then I'm going to pack that onto my window as well. Now again, this is going to look pretty awful, but hopefully you guys can make yours look better than mine. Okay, so I've got that. Oh, doesn't like height and width. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so I've got that there. It seems really small. What if I change the font, I wonder? Can I change the font in the entry? Okay, yeah. So this way I can make it nice and large, the thing that I want to enter. Okay, pretty ugly, but that's the things I want so far. So basically when they type in here, what I want to do is take that and then I want to convert it to Arabic or convert it to Nepali. I put a double L there for some reason. Okay. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to set up my buttons to do things. Now, what I don't want to do is change these. Why not? Well, because if someone wants to use the menu program later, then it's going to cause me some problems. So let's do just what our button effects are going to be, and we'll do those as separate, but call the other functions from in there. So let's do GUI, and let's call it GUI Arabic Nepali. And then we take that name and we put it onto our button down here. So Arabic Nepali. So I'm going to do command equals Arabic Nepali. Now again, we don't need the brackets here. If you're doing lambda and stuff, as you'll see when we play around with these things later, you might need them. But for now, let's just put it as GUI Arabic Nepali. And what is that going to do? Well, that's going to call, well, what it's going to do is it's going to get the value from the, it's going to get the value from the entry. So it's going to be my entry dot get. Okay, so that's going to get the string value from that. And then I'm going to call this function down here with the number in. And then what's it going to do? Well, that's going to return the Nepali number. Okay, now notice what I've not done is I've not done the whole validation thing. Okay, so I could then take, so sorry, this one is Arabic to Nepali. So get number. Now I don't want to ask them for the number, but I do just want to take more or less what it says here. And check that. So I'm going to check if it's a digit, just like I did before. Okay, so my entry.get, if numbers in, if not numbers in is digit, then what I want to do, well, I want to change my label. What did I call my label? Display. And I'm going to change the text in my label to say error display dot configure only accepts digits, something like that. Okay. Otherwise, I can then do Arabic Nepali to get the value, and then I could, oops, sorry, that should say text equals, and then I could display.configure the text to equal the, let's call it the A number, whatever. I could set the A number equal to that instead. Okay, so again, this is using multiple functions connected together, hopefully to some effect. And so this is GUI Arabic Nepali, which is going to be from the Arabic Nepali button. Let's hope I've got that the right way around. Let's test it and see. So convert to Arabic. So it's going to be Arabic Nepali. Which button did I put it into though? Yeah, I did put it in the second button. Good. Okay, so I could do 1, 2, 3. Convert to Nepali. Fingers crossed. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Okay, what about something else? Yay, that seems to be working. It's not cutting off the top, it's just a weird font. Okay, so that one seems to be working so far. Good. Now what else could I do? Well then I need to do the other one, which is taking the GUI from Nepali to Arabic. Okay, it's not going to be too dissimilar. GUI. And this time we're going to take the Nepali and change it into the Arabic numerals. Now, once again, I'm going to take in the number from my entry.get, and I want to check it. Okay, now how do I check it? Well, I check Nepali, right? So I'm going to use this here that I made before, and it's going to return to true if Nepali and false if not. So, sorry, I forgot my def. And then I'm going to say while not check the poly, bam, 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 number in. Then what's it going to do? And that's very similar to what I have down here. So while not checking the poly number in, then I'm going to keep asking them to enter things. Oh, I can't keep asking them to enter things again. So I'm going to say, if not checking the poly numbered in, then I'm going to give a error message. Display only accepts poly numbers. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, I'm going to, now this time I'm not going to get the Arabic to Nepali, I'm going to do the Nepali to Arabic. What's that in the ending? Extra space from. I'll put that in. Okay, otherwise we're going to do Nepali to Arabic with the number in. And then I'm going to display the text as a number. Fingers crossed. Okay, so let's convert to, I still have my example here, I do, yay. So if I put that in and convert to Arabic, error, what went wrong? Let's run it again so I can actually see my error. Okay, so, I'm not even getting an error, that's weird. Did I forget to add my button? Yes, I did. So I need to put into my button as well what I want it to do, and this was going to be, oh god, which way around was it? Let's do it that way. Like this. So basically I'd forgotten to tell it to do something when I clicked my button, which was a bit stupid, but that's life. Okay, now, nope, I can't do that. I need to get my digits again. Get my digits from over here. And plug them into my program and convert to Arabic. That's 89. Okay, and I should hopefully be able to take any of these numbers from in here and put it in there. Now if I convert to Nepali, not sure why that's actually working. Ah, okay, that one makes more sense. But when I do that, can't highlight my own numbers here. When I do that and I put it in, I'll maybe get a small error somewhere that's letting it convert. So I want to convert to Arabic. That works. Convert to Nepali seems to be just converting it back to itself, which not terrible, but I should really be giving an error. So what's gone wrong? Check Nepali in number. Check Nepali in number. So if it's accepted, it should be true. Okay, so I might need to come back and check this one later and figure out where that one's gone wrong. It's not causing any hassles to my program, just not quite working. When I click here, it should be saying it doesn't accept it. So I need to go back and check and see what's wrong there. But in general, it seems to be going okay. All right, now I could also possibly include the pronunciation if I wanted to, as another label underneath. But again, my pronunciation thing, as I've already said, is not great. But let's add it in as another little label underneath, and let's call that pronun. And it's going to be much smaller, and let's change it to be a little bit a different color as well. Now we want it to be much smaller, so let's change that one to be the BT font, or the smaller font version. And height, change it to 3. Width we still need to be wide, so let's try that and see. And then we'll pack that in underneath. Now, okay. Now at the moment it shouldn't be doing anything. It should be an empty block, but it should still be showing up. Okay, so we're getting it here. Color-wise, it's not looking massively different. So what if we were to do like E, E, E? Is that going to stand out a bit better? Okay, not ideal, but we could have our pronunciation in this little box down here. Okay, so what I want to do, so pronunciation, I probably want to do it as a checkbox. I think it's called checkbox in Python or Tkinter. I might need to check and see, but let's see if we can do it anyway. So I can do pronoun. In fact, what I'll do is I'll do this little bit as a separate video, okay, just in case I mess this one up. So check, see if that works, and get it going with GUI, and then you can start adding on extra stuff as well.